Okay, I've reconciled all of my accounts. We are going to do some budgeting today. Hello, my name is Jen. I'm a 36-year-old mama of two littles. They're 4 and 5. We live in southwestern Ontario with my husband and my kids, obviously. And we are currently working on getting out of the credit card float that we're in. So, even if I look at this, that's about $2,700 of float that we're in. There is a bit of an overspent here because this is credit card spending and this is credit card spending and this is credit card spending and this is credit card spending. So we're going to figure out some of this credit card spending and then we will get through it. I'm actually going to go through weekly priorities now. That was a weird sound. Okay, actually, let's just talk through these. Tax-free savings account. This is our weekly savings. It goes to we have 4 separate savings accounts. I'll go through that at the end of the video. And then RSP is our retirement savings. So we have $170 that comes out every week. Mortgage is $720. So those 3 are always there. I am filming this on Saturday today instead of Friday. So some of those transactions don't normally pop up on my weekly Friday videos, but because it's Saturday, they are there. And so we'll fund those. Those are part of our weekly thing. And then we have Stream Plus. This is new. It was Netflix, but my husband's cell phone company called us and said, hey, we have this pretty sweet deal for $10 a month. You can get Netflix, Amazon Prime, Disney Plus, and then something else that we'll never use. It's like their company's streaming platform. And we already have Netflix, which was $677 a month, but it gone up to $907. So starting next month, it was going to be $907 a month. We also have Amazon Prime. I pay $99 a year, which comes out to like $110 something, $111 something a year. And so, I was like, between those two, that's like $19 a month after taxes that we're spending on it. So if I can get it for $10 a month, now it is $10 a month plus taxes for 6 months, and then it goes up to $15 a month plus taxes. But that still is cheaper than what we're currently paying for. And we will now have Disney Plus, which we've been talking about getting, we've been wanting to get. And so now we'll have it. Actually, we've already watched it. We have it. So I'm actually just going to cover this spending. And later I'll come back in. Oh, I already changed the category. But we'll go back and just double check and make sure all that's changed. Groceries, we were overspent by about $30, which is fantastic. We did a huge pantry stock about 2 weeks ago, which helped bring down the groceries that week. And then also this week. Pantry still feels really well stocked, and so I think that will continue into the beginning of March, which is really great. Gifts and giving. This was a Valentine's Day gift from my husband to my kids, and then there was also a little chocolate in there for me. It was purchased at Walmart, so I originally had it like scheduled under or like slotted in as a different target under our life, but because it's a gift, when I found out what it was, I switched it. So I'm going to add the $50 here. It's $50 a month. So I'm just going to do that now. And then we got a charge for just under $80 for my daughter's dance. There was like a miscommunication and some sort of tech issue and I don't really know. All I know is I owe them $80. So $80 every month going forward until June. So that's fine. And then you see how this has now gone down to $81.97 because we've taken care of some of that overspending. So let's go to our weekly priorities and keep funding. So tax-free savings account gets $300 a week, and RSPs get $170 a week, and the mortgage gets $720 a week. Mazda is fully funded for the month. Utilities are fully funded for the month. Gas, we did end up having to get another tank of gas. I didn't think we were going to, but we got it Thursday afternoon. And then the Corolla still has over half a tank of gas, and then the Mazda has probably like 15/16 of a tank, like it's just barely under the full line. So we'll probably need to fill both of them up, but I am not going to add any more money here because it's fully funded for the month, and then at the end of the month we will deal with the overspending. Groceries, it's $350 a week for 4 weeks, which would put us at $1,400. I really don't think that that's going to be enough, so I'm going to add an extra $100 there so that there's $221.65 available. And then life is $400 for the month. So that's everything funded for this week. Let's go back and see where we are at. So we still have $114.63. What am I going to do with this money? I think I'm going to see what I can do here. $25, $30. Except we're not going to do $30 because I got a refund from Amazon for $37.29. And so I'm going to actually do 40 minus that because it was $40 a month. I've changed it to $30 and changed the target to $30 because Amazon Prime used to come out of this line. It's just a yearly subscription, so it came out of my subscription line. But since we switched that, I brought it down to $30 a month. And so I'm going to snooze-a-roo that. And then I can do $25 here and $50 here. And then actually, if I pull this $99 out, then I can fund this one. So all of our sinking funds are funded. This is still a little bit red. I'm going to add the $10.93 here. But we'll definitely need that tank of gas. We're definitely going to spend over $40 in groceries. So it's okay. This is what kind of sucks about the credit card float. We have money in our account, like $1,500 in our, oh, what happened there? That was weird. So we have, sorry, let's just close all of these, pull the credit card down where it's supposed to go, reopen them. We have like $1,500, $1,600 sitting in the account waiting to be spent on the things it needs to be spent on, like property taxes is due March 7th. And so that money is going to come out very shortly, like within the next 10 days. So when I went to make the payment, I had the cash. I just had to like take the cash from these other categories. And that's why I really want to get out of the credit card float. It's down to $25.80.97. And so obviously that will take care of itself, but just want to just want to be real about that. And I could pull like $50 here and add it here just so that it's positive, but I don't want to do that. I'm okay with seeing that negative amount for right now. I just want to talk through it so that like you're not panicked, and knowing your numbers and knowing your information is super, super important. And so, yeah, the other piece of the puzzle, our house insurance is coming in April. And then after that happens, I'm going to be moving this savings in and lumping it in with our tax-free savings so building up that money in our tax-free savings account instead of in just our regular savings account. We only get a 0.2% interest in our regular savings, but our tax-free savings account gets a 0.4% interest. And so it obviously makes sense. You get double the interest. It's still not a great rate at all, but it is double the interest in that tax-free savings account. So we're going to continue the savings, but in that, like through that vehicle after the insurance is paid in April of this year. I also want to switch the car insurance to an annual payment. So we'll see about that. I think I'm going to, once the house insurance has been paid, probably going to increase this just a little bit, like up to 250, so we can start to get a buffer kind of thing and get that savings done. So I'm just going to hit pause. I'm going to switch to my other budget so we can take a peek there. Okay, so this is our tax-free savings budget. I like having this separate. They are not part of our regular budget. They are considered tracking funds, but having this separate budget allows me to just like look and see exactly how that money is allotted. So we have $30,000 for an emergency fund, which is about $5,000 a month for 6 months. Based on our jobs, our job security, we have both have short and long-term disability. We both have life insurance. So I do feel like having $30,000 aside for an emergency, it's a bit of an overkill in our case, but we have it and it feels good. And if we wanted to go on a vacation or redo the roof or all of the windows in our house, we just did the roof, so we don't need to do the roof. But if we wanted to redo all the windows in our house or something like that, we could always pull that money from here. We know that it's there and it gives us tons of flexibility and it helps us to feel good. For these more short-term goals, we have home maintenance. We want to get $10,000, which is about 1% of the value of our house. So we want to have that saved up. And then the frontline unexpected expenses. So this is my go-to savings if we have a big bill and we need to pay for it. So back in January, we had the brakes done on our car. It was about $1,100 and I wasn't expecting it, even though I should have been because they told us in June that they were going to need to get done, but that's beside the point. So we had to get the brakes done. And I didn't know where that money was going to come from. Now we ended up getting $800 in like tax refund credit things from the government, and we're able to put that towards it. But if it hadn't been for that government rebate that came in, it would have been our frontline expense, unexpected cost, that would have been what covered it. So if for some reason I'm not able to cover a large expense that pops up because it was unexpected or we just hadn't properly saved for it, like whatever it might be, this is where it comes from. And so this is held in our short term. So we have 2 short-term accounts. My husband has one and I have one. So we have 2 short-term accounts that we put $75 into each week. And then right now that's our frontline expenses. Once that is fully funded, then the money will start to be getting placed towards the home maintenance. And yeah, I'm trying to decide. I also, like I said earlier in the video, once we pay for our home insurance, it is an annual payment. Once we pay for it this year in April, I'm going to increase these contributions from $75 a week to $100 a week for each of us. So that will go from $300 a month up to $400 a month. And part of that would be saving for the house insurance premium that comes out in April. So we currently have $300 ready to assign, and that is an extra $150 in the long term, which is going towards house maintenance, and also $150 extra in our unexpected costs. And we are super close to this goal of $2,500, and then we're also getting really close to our goal for this month. We only need $9.75 more. We are approximately 53% of the way there. The goal is to get there by December of this year. I'm feeling really good about that, especially since once this one is filled up before the end of the month, we have another $150 for each of these that should be coming in. And so we will be over our goal. And then yeah, it's the home maintenance. I'm hoping that we can actually get that fully funded by the summer. And then we would just start throwing all of the money towards vacation. Yay, which would be so exciting. We do have plans to go to New Zealand in the next year or 2 years. And so, yeah, that's our goal. So thank you so much for being here. Thank you for being part of this journey. And I hope you have a wonderful weekend.